Sunday evening at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on Sunday, started May 17th. So this Sunday
All
started
right,
May
Sports Globe
17th.
fans, what's
6
going
p.m. on
on? What's
Sunday.
going on? Hey, it's Sports Globe YouTube feature this evening. Of course, we promised you to have a change, and we changed it from Monday to today. So, what's going on? Of course, we just want to remind you that this is our game, this is our culture, this is our globe, Sports Globe. Thank you so much for joining us this evening on this live stream change that we have. We changed it from Monday to Sunday. Rudy's here with me as usual. Rudy, what's going on? All gone.
Yes, man. How you doing, man? I just
Yeah,
finally got
man.
to say we here in Toronto. We finally getting the heat. We find the weather have finally changed for us. So we have to love it and enjoy it. So we can
Yeah,
feeling it from here now, and we just
yeah.
it's good to be here. It's good to be in sports balls on this day, Sunday. The switch from Monday to Sunday. So I'm looking forward to some great talking sports. Just the love for sports, and I'm happy to be here with you, man.
Yeah, man. Well, whole heap of things are going Rudy out there in other place, But this evening we want to discuss a couple of topics. These are going to be our topics for this evening. We want to have a look at the NBA playoffs. Of course, a lot of things are going with it. And of course, in the NBA playoffs, there's always this big news about LeBron James, whether or not he's going to be retiring, how we feel about it. Now, I don't know how Rudy feel about it. I have my own views in around it, whether or not he should retire. No, I should go maybe a season and next season. We also going to be talking about some athletics, some track and field as well. Of course, some big news happening with Jamaica and Shakiri and Sharika and a whole lot of them performing at the Diamond League just get started this weekend. But we want to be talking about selecting a team now that we have the mixed relays involved in the whole team. So the sprint mixed relays is here, and it looked like it's going to be something that is going to be at the Olympics, the World Championships. It's going to be a popular thing because it did start off to be a popular thing. It looked good, so we want to know your views on it. Whether you think it's going to be a tough task for teams like Jamaica, the USA, Trinidad, to be selecting a teams because they have a whole lot of fast runners, in their team. Everybody's going to be wanting to make what the mixed relay team is going to be the thing. Or it is going to be the 4x1 normal 4x1 relay team that is going to be the team that everybody wants to be. And which team everybody is going to be wanting to make. So that's a heavy piece of discussion. But let's hear what Rudy have to say. And of course, we have got just sign a big deal with Adidas. We thinking whether or not we thought that he should have gone pro, or it was too early, should have went for the records. He had the records in his sight that he could have gone for these World Junior records, or he should have just waited. Is it 8 years too much for him to put himself so far inside a contract? Should the contract be a shorter contract? Should it, is 8 years okay? Let's look at the money that he had signed for over the 8 years too, whether or not it's a good deal or not. So we're gonna have a look at all of those today because it's pretty exciting time for track and field. Hearing what he has signed onto with Adidas. So those are the topics that we have. But I wanted to share and tell us what you think about LeBron James, retiring or going another season. What it is. I hear a lot of talk about, in family might play a big role in it. But hey, listen, let us start off with some big news that happened on the weekend. Rudy, for me, it's seen Sharika Jackson running winning the 200 meters as a matter of fact, just, finally winning a race and ended up in front, running a great 22.07, I think it was. Shakiri was in the race. She came fourth. I think Shakiri might have quite a bit to do. But, hey, listen, I think Shakiri did. She looked powerless in the straight, like she don't have a lot of power. I don't know if she didn't get to do a whole lot of strength work, background work in regards to all that has been happening with her since the start of the season or what. But, coming into, she started off well, she looked good she looked good coming down the straight, but then she looked like she don't have no power, as she normally would turn on some power in the straight, or maybe the 200 is just not for her. What do you think?
Well, certainly, Richard. First and foremost, it's always good to see Shikari, Shikari out there running. Definitely good to see Jackson out there running, and for me, the most out of everyone is to see Shani. in the back.
Oh yeah.
That's to me is that it is. Listen, it's the first meet for the season. I'm not taking it into
Mhm.
anything beyond that. Our television eyes, when you're watching it on television, it might show us something different. But when you watch it on the real, it might be something different at the same time. So a win is a win is a win, and it's a first win for her coming back. It's a
Mhm.
first meet for the season, and even though you might think she don't look up powerful, but that's the eyes of a television. That's
Yeah. No,
that's
but
the
she looked
eyes of
like
a
she was
television.
faded, man, because they were
But
catching up in the streets,
but
you
but
know.
but but at the same time, she had to run, catch them, right?
Yeah.
Shani was right there with her. So listen, she had the power. Again, it's the first one for a long time. Definitely seen her. So she's back. That's what I did. But I'm happy to see Shani out there. Like I said, has been a phenom in the sport.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot
Yeah,
to
man,
talk
Shani.
about certain
Yeah,
things,
man, Shani look
and
good.
there's some things we're going to discuss as in during the game. But they look good. Um, and sometimes we say these things in the early stage of a shikari and this and that, and then she come out and she
And
come
then
out
she
in the end and
championship
win
girl.
something, and she come out win a championship. So sometimes you have to let them be. Like I say, it's the first
Yeah.
meet. They out there competing. You don't expect them to win every time. You don't expect them, but at least there is competition. And I think that's what it is. The sport, like I said, is no longer the amateur in our eyes. It's professional, but it's yet not been treated as
Mhm.
professional. I think they
Yeah,
want
man.
to treat it as professional. They claim it's professional, but it's been treated as amateur
Oh
because
my
the
God.
funding of it is the big part of it, no.
Yeah, man.
But we love the sport, so we always going to be digging in. We always going to have our pros
Mhm.
and our cons on it because this is our thing.
Yeah.
This is our thing, and we want to see these athletes out there. So
Rudy, let me,
certainly
let me
good.
give them the result of the 200 meters yesterday because I want to give everybody a little bit of the results so people can digest however they want to digest. Of course, Sharika Jackson won and she won in a time of 22:07. Shani coming back after having a baby and thing like that. I thought she wouldn't have made it back. She ran 22:26. Good time coming back after that. But everybody having baby nowadays and coming back and running good is what I go on. The young battle from the USA 22:40. The USA Rob Shakiri running 22:42. Great Britain Hunt running 22:48. Prandini running 22:68. And of course the Chinese getting in there as well. Them Chinese are coming on, Rudy. Think there's something that we need to talk about next time because China, Japan, those countries are really coming. 22:84 and Long from USA. I was a little bit surprised by her though. I thought she would have been, you know, a little bit more up there in 22:85. And of course, the Australian Lewis with 23:25. So those were the results from the 200 meters of the women's yesterday. But the men's run when I wanted to have a look at the men's 100-meter though because a little guy up on the outside win the 100 meters yesterday. It's kind of. But you know what? Let's go to a Caribbean lady who ran a really fantastic time yesterday. Even though I seen the NAAs, them girls in the NAAs doing fantastic well, and this is the 400
Hmm.
meters yesterday when Nikisha Price won. With 49, she breaking the 50 seconds in terms
For
of
the
her
second thumbs up, yeah.
her first Diamond League race with 49.75, beating Butler from the USA with 49.78, and
Yeah.
the Cuban Gomez 50.24, and Williams from Jamaica getting the fourth place with 50.59, and they're really looking good. Barbados it is. Barbados Williams. She's something to talk about too. Running
Yeah.
50.60. She's going to be good. So those are some of the results from the women's 400 meters, going below 50 seconds yesterday. Fantastic race. Let's look at the 110-meter hurdles. This is for men. Let's see who was in there. The US Brit in there with 13:07. A good opening time that as well. teach. Of course, he was what great Olympic prospects and all of that kind of a thing, medalist. 13-1-0. And of course, you will see a Japanese coming inside with 13-1-8. I tell you, and the Jamaica
Mhm.
Orlando Bennett 13-2-0, which is a medalist in the last World Championships last year. And so those are some of those results from the 110-meter hurdles yesterday. Still trying to see how I can find the 100 meters for men here. Let's go down the list and see if I can find that 100 meters for men. Mm, the 100-meter hurdles for women. Let's look at some of those results because I must say Russell did win that one from the Bahamian, of course, getting 12:25. Really good time at the start of the Diamond League, and Charlton running. Of course, she was the world champion and world record holder for the 60-meter hurdles this year. With she ran yesterday 12:38. The Nigerian Amonson, which is a world record holder, getting at 12:41. And I'm seeing Simmons, Megan getting 12:73 there with Nugent, ending up in 6 with 12. I kind of not so sure what's going on with Nugent in terms of everything right now, but let's see what comes of the season. She ran 12:98. Noted Williams finished. I'm not so sure because I didn't get to watch her race, but I said she finished out of the thing yesterday. I don't know if you can find the men's 100 meters. Rudy, I'm looking for it, but I can't seem to find it. All right, here we go. Yeah, man, got the South African won it yesterday.
Yeah, the South African one. Yeah,
Yeah, with 9.97 seconds, which everybody was looking for Bramel and all of them coming up in there. But,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
African up in lane one winning it, it was really close. Most
yeah.
people's, really, 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 really close race. The Kenyan getting the second place with 9.98. Benrick getting the third place with 9.98 as well. So it was really, really, really close. 10:01,
Yeah,
10:01
listen, it wasn't bad.
from
It was a
Bramel.
season open, like I said, a season opener for most of these guys in
Mm,
them. And I know because we heard those names, we expect them to be at the front and those type of things. But it's just season opener for these guys in them. I think through
yeah,
the season, you're gonna see better from them. So it was good. Certainly.
yeah. But it was not a good field though, because we had Tobago in there, everybody running 10.
Tobacco
But
wasn't it? Yeah.
the slowest time was 10:27 by the Chinese, and but as you say, it's a season opener. So what can
Season
we
opener
say?
for most of them. What can we? Yeah,
Um,
I think there will be more better to come. And we'll
yeah,
see these guys in them again running much better.
yeah. But as I said, the 200-meter women was the highlight of the entire meet. With
Yeah,
with
yeah,
with
certainly.
both women, with Shani and Jackson, getting first and
And
second.
Shikari
And
was in there too, and I think
Shakari
that's
was there,
yeah,
but the highlight was
definitely.
really was as you say, Rudy. Shani coming
Yeah.
back from
Shawnee's being back.
having a
Yeah.
baby. Yeah,
And then
that
Jackson being
was
back from injury. So that was two,
yeah.
like to see that certainly was good because like I said, those two athletes, like I said, one having a baby and
Mm-hmm.
was injured.
Yeah.
And then the other was, really injured as well that we couldn't get to see her perform as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, it's scary. It's a scary thing. Richie, it's a scary thing because
Yeah.
so much is happening in track and field in terms of seeing the female. The male is no longer the spotlight in sports anymore. In track and
The
field,
male coming,
they
man.
lost it. They lost it, man. I'm telling you, they lost it. It's no longer there, and Noah is not the new boat. You know,
No, it's
um,
not the new boat. Maybe
Noah
got
is
back
not
to
the
the
new
new
boat.
boat
You know,
because you know what I saw in terms of
yeah,
him, and we're going to talk about him later, is that at the age that he is now, he's running faster than what Usain Bolt was doing at the same age.
yeah.
He's like 200ths of a second faster for both the 400 and the 200 meters at his age at that time, because those are the events that Usain was running
But
at
here's
that
the
time.
difference. Here's the difference, right?
You know?
And Bolt at the time was running when nobody else was close to him.
Mm-hmm.
He had no competition.
Hmm.
He literally had when Bolt was out there at the junior level, he had no competition.
Yeah,
But now you're seeing young athletes is running fast, and I think he God will have some competition with him. And Bolt was never training with world athletes. God is training with Noah Lyles, and Bolt never had that opportunity to do those type of things, right? So
yeah,
certainly, neither one of them could ever be like. We go back again. We're talk about legacy. Um, they talk about, well, who's the next Jordan? Maybe LeBron. Maybe
yeah,
and none of them can. We cannot have another Tiger Woods. We cannot have another Steph Curry. We don't like the things those athletes are doing. Tom Brady, those things that those athletes are doing, and Wayne Gretzky for basketball, Serena Williams. We've seen Coco Gauff is coming, but they could never be those great athletes. And then going back
yeah,
again with Usain Bolt, he'll never be another great. You could come and break his record, but what
mhm,
he carry, you cannot carry that.
yeah,
The charisma that he had, the way he go about, the love that the people love him.
mhm.
You'll never get that. Like Bolt was loved globally. Noah is not loved globally. It's a difference, right? So we talk about there's a difference in certain things of how one has been treated one to the other, right? There's a
Hey, that's
difference,
that's
you
that's
know?
a that's a big
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah. So
The
so
love and the way how people, but it's like from junior years, Bolt was really loved. So he was
he
really,
was loved.
something.
Yeah, he
I
was
don't
loved.
know. I don't know if God have the same thing as Bolt. I've not seen an
Yeah.
athlete. I've not seen an athlete in that kind of a realm. But we're going to talk about him a little bit more. But hey, let's see what happens. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, Rudy. I don't know if you even follow the English Premier League at all, and what's happening inside that football. But one other thing is Masala leaving Liverpool.
Yeah.
Everybody not so sure where he's going to end up right now, but it's kind of disappointing. I think it may be at least 2 years ago. I know the guy said that he wanted to end his career at Liverpool, and now based on what's happening there, everybody's literally disappointed in terms of him having to be leaving Liverpool because he was never planning to go anywhere else. Even though the Saudi Arabian League wanted him for a long time, he never wanted to leave, and then they had offered him money, lots of big money for him to come, 300 million and all that kind of a thing for him to come there. But maybe he's going to, based on everything that I hear, maybe he's going to end up there in somewhere or the other, because he's obviously not going to be staying at Liverpool at all. But
No, and
so,
a lot of things is on the inside. A lot of things we don't see or not hear unless it's not every sport stuff leak. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
some sports stuff is really, really cannot even not even a fly could get in, or even come out if you lock in. So there's the information. I think there's problem with the team. When you speak, and that's why I always tell people, you speak so early, you speak so quick about certain things. And you go back to some great athletes, LeBron James said the same thing in Cleveland, I'm going to win so and so much title. Never
yeah,
happened. So certainly that is certain things that you're speaking too early that they come back and bite you.
mm,
So he want to leave, and I think it's because there's issues on the inside with he and management, and maybe he and coaches. Maybe that could be the issue. But that what I have to say to him, hoping he's listening to us, that Man U is just right around the corner. We are open for we're right around the corner. So we're not staying open up the invitation that it's right there, and it's still going to be
yeah,
a red that he's going to be wearing. Still going to be a red jersey, So
yeah, man.
we're okay. We're okay with that. But certainly it's not about the money for him. We see that, but otherwise he'd have been gone to the go to things a long time. But maybe that he might end up leaving and go for a while, or maybe he might retire. We don't know.
Hey, another thing,
We
Rudy,
don't know.
the Liverpool coach, honest, is he going to be staying at Liverpool? You think he can stay? The man losing
but uh,
just about
but
18
that's what
games right now in a
that's what I
whole
tell you,
season.
and as I'm telling
The
you, there
man
is a
leave for Pampers bag
problem
and
in
just
this.
cut right
Let me
now
tell
because
you,
the fans are
there
calling him
is
leaving. What?
problems in the camp that we don't hear about. There are problems in the camp. There are
Yeah,
problems in the camp.
Man, get that for two. Man, get that for two
Yeah,
yesterday.
man.
Everybody. Hey,
We tell you, the
I
man.
think the
There's
ball to my
problems.
Liverpool right now. I don't know what
Listen,
one
there's
because it's
problems.
a
There's
joke thing.
problems there's problems in the camp. I'm telling you.
You
And
think the players
yeah,
don't want to play a team right now?
I mean, hey, like I said,
Because players very funny, you know.
whatever they do out there, that's not their problem. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All I'm saying, Old Trafford, Manu, we went to the 3-2. So we're not
Them
worry
are
about anybody else. We're not worry about nobody else in terms of what they're doing.
yeah.
We are on a comeback. We're sitting right
Mm-hmm.
there in third, and we right there. You know what I mean? And so certainly I'm okay. We are creeping up
Yeah.
slowly but surely, but we are getting there. You know what I mean? So I'm
No,
not.
Manchester United are do fantastically well, man, because
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
Arsenal
yeah,
still a lead with 78 with 79 points, from Man City with 78.
yeah.
Man United,
And then it's
literally
68
I don't know,
points. Yeah,
want to find the thing cause last two
we not did
seasons
it.
nothing not
We
going
not
at
did
all.
it. No, man, we not did
But
it.
me
So
have to
so
rate
certainly it's good to see.
me
Yeah,
have to rate me have to rate Bernardo for stay with that team that's so long enough. I think everybody that got left. Man United are
hmm
gone. And so
and that's the
United they're
thing
right
too.
in a
So
third place.
yeah,
Sit down and I go and I go the thing. Quite comfortable right in them space. Aston Villa, of course. I'm just take care of my side, Liverpool. And Liverpool
yeah.
can't even make it to the Euros next time. So I don't know what them are
Yeah.
going but
But like I said, and that's the fun about the sport. Sometimes
uh,
we still focus on
mm,
our team, and we forget that there's other teams that's coming up. There's other teams that creeping up. There's other teams that wouldn't be in the bottom of the barrel for too long,
but we
and
think
they
though,
are
Rudy,
slowly creeping up.
you think Arsenal are going to be able to hold on the win?
We don't know, we
Only
got
one game left,
listen. It's only
One
one
set of
game
game
left,
left,
and they might just do it, man. I think it's been a while for them to remember. They were up there, and all of a sudden they drop down. So to see them back up, it talks about
Yeah.
like change of playing. The attitude had to be they gotta really want it. They're hungry for it, and I think that's really what it is. And when you make a decision and say, hey, we've been doing it too long. At one time, remember, Arsenal was the shining bright at one time
Yeah,
out
man,
there,
there
and
was.
all of a, and
But
and
but
all of a
but
sudden, they just
years
went
though.
down and down and down. For
Yeah, but
years, they've been in the bottom.
for years though, Rudy, with
Yeah,
Arsene Wenger, Aston Villa was always the team to beat. There was always the team who is
yeah.
going to be qualifying. I want to stop though, Rudy, and just welcome our Sports Globe fans to the channel. I see a lot of people texting and big up to my brethren George for jumping in. George, send me a question, man, and let me know what you think. What you think? You think Arsenal are gonna get it? Come know, say Arsenal are theme team too. If Arsenal are gonna win this year, or you think Man City might just come
Man
snatch
City might
the
just
thing
come
on the
up and keep
last
last minute,
games.
last
You
second.
know,
Yeah.
so I want to welcome to all of our Sports Globe fans to the channel. Let us know what you think about anything that we're talking about this evening. And just send us any questions that you have as well. I just appreciate you stopping in and checking in and listening as well. Sending us your questions. I will definitely try to answer them as best as possible. So, but Rudy, you're the last set of games that is left, right? As a matter of fact, I'm see the table: Man City, Man United, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Those are the top 5 teams. Down at the bottom, though, Rudy, Tottenham was kind of over in terms of dropping out of getting relegated this season. And they might, who knows? Because Everton them have, them next last match. Everton is not a bad team. It's a team that can be hard to beat at times. So who knows? Who knows? For Tottenham, and that would be a big
But
one for
Tottenham is way
Tottenham
down at the bottom,
to be
After
dropping
you're
out.
looking at Villa is in 12 and Aston is 17, and
Mm-hmm.
so Tottenham is 17. So I mean, I really know in terms of if you could win, if you could mull out, because listen, man,
Yeah.
as I said, teams have their season, teams come
Yeah,
out,
man.
and it's the attitude of the game. Listen, when you have so much teams in a league, this is 20 teams and 20 great teams, and they're not in there for
Mm-hmm.
nothing. You got 20 great teams in the English league, and anything, like I said, yes, we know about the Shanice. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea should have could was the team in the days. Chelsea
Yeah,
was the team. So
yeah.
all of those top tier teams, like I said, was teams that was always up there. And all of a sudden, no, them in the bottom. They barely could even
Yeah.
win a game against the worst team in the league. So suddenly, that's always a challenge.
Well, George said Arsenal are gonna take it,
Yeah, man. Me think Arsenal will just take it
And
and finish it up. I
as a
don't really
matter of
think.
fact, Arsenal
I
Arsenal
don't really
should have
think.
taken from Arsenal should have win from about a week ago based on how them that
Yeah,
perform, in
yeah.
the league from earlier. They should have
From
won. But
early, yeah.
definitely, Georgia, thank you so much for checking in and stopping in with us. We appreciate it. Any other questions that you have, let us know. But yeah, I'm really disappointed in Liverpool this season, though. As previous champion, I don't even think them defend the title this year at all, at all, at all. I don't know. For me
Mm,
though, I never did like the coach from morning, from the change.
mm,
It's not that I
mm.
say Klopp must always stay there, must always be there, but I don't know. I just always have a love for German nationals who inside of a technical era and who coaches team. I always have a love for the Germans that pick up them kind of things, but I don't know. This guy inherit a really good team and I really think him just mash up the team, make all of the man them leave. But so be the case. It just seemed like everybody wanted to leave anyway. But definitely welcome the Sports Globe fans to the channel, and to our live broadcast this evening. Definitely, and as I say, leave us your messages, leave us your questions. Let us know what you think. Chime in into the discussions, in terms of what we are having. But so those are some of the things, Rudy. You say you wanted to talk about what the baseball that's going on now. Blue Jays not even winning either. So, but I don't know. What about with the Canadian teams though, Rudy? Canadian just
right
can't get
now, right now, right
at
now.
all.
Listen, right. One of the biggest games tonight in the NHL is Montreal playing Buffalo, and
Yeah,
this is a game 7 in the playoffs. And right now, that's one of the biggest games tonight, and it's game 7.
yeah.
And certainly we'll see. Which government mashup.
British government mash up, mash up.
Me tell you something, mashup. Me tell you, there's a team that should be up there, Me tell you, there's a team, it's a legacy teams.
Yeah,
And then we see those things in them.
yeah.
Yes, but going on to the hockey and
Mm-hmm.
this game is in Buffalo, and we see that was it yesterday. That Buffalo went two. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was yesterday. Buffalo came to Canada
Mm-hmm.
and win 8-3.
Yeah.
That's a beating
Yeah.
to make sure that because so definitely tomorrow night, not even tonight, tomorrow night
Mm-hmm.
is that game 7, and I think that's big, and it's big for Canada. Of course, United States has teams that really qualifying already. It's just big for Canada. I think that's the only team that's remaining. Let me look at the bracket here. I think that's the only team that's remaining. In Yeah, all the other Canadian teams is out. Right, all the other Canadian teams are out. So I think this is the only one. Yeah, that's the only one that
That's the
that
only
that is
Canadian team
sitting
that
there
is
to make
left.
it.
Yeah.
That is left to make it in. So certainly, it should be a big game, especially for us. Long weekend. That certainly will help. Where the supporters, people will definitely head down to Buffalo, um, because the long weekend and watch that game. But it's going to be a good game. I'm rooting for Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
since it's the only Canadian team that is in there. But in terms of hockey, those of you who are hockey lovers, that is a huge game. This game will take them into the Eastern Championship. For the Stanley Cup
But Rudy,
Finals.
let me
So
just let me,
certainly, yeah.
let me just back up a little bit because we have missed one big thing that happened last week when Lionel Messi came to town and the
Oh,
whole Toronto done. Everybody buy off all of the ticket and everything done now. But
listen.
and again, is an American team come to Canada and always beat all of the Canadian team. What
Canadian team.
happened to the Canadian team up against the American team? It's like
because the
Canada just
sport
can't
because
get
the
a win
sport
over an American team.
because
What
it's
is it?
not, you see, it's not Canadian is yeah, it's a Canadian team, but it's not Team Canada.
Is that Team Canada?
Yeah. Let me clarify that now. It's a Canadian team that make up of Americans and Europeans. So it's not Team Canada.
Yeah.
Um, and the same thing with the football. It is not. Yeah. Toronto FC is not. Team Canada. But that was a sold out crowd, and I don't know if people is the last time we're gonna see Messi. We don't know if Messi, some of them may not get to
Yeah.
really
So
see him in live
so they give the
during the World
Jamaica
Cup.
treatment.
Yeah, so
Same thing in
certainly
Jamaica.
we will see that. But at the same time, like I said, let me just show you something, Richie.
Yeah.
Track and field. People go to Jamaica to know what's happening in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
People up to this day trying to still figure out what Usain Bolt used to eat.
Yeah.
People doing the studies even after the years, because it's been a while since he retired.
Yeah.
People still trying to figure out what it is that he was doing, and there's still
Mm-hmm.
studies, and people are constantly going on there, and they're seeing teams, the Australian teams, that go down there and train for 6 weeks, and then they went back.
Mm-hmm.
They're making finals. They're
Yeah.
running in world. So teams are going down there and developing and adapting to the model, and then take some of the model with them back home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey,
Lionel
listen.
Messi came here. Lionel Messi came here in
But
Toronto.
you
It was
know,
a
say,
sold out. Let me show you this. Let me show you this, Richie. Richie, hang on.
Rudy. Like I
No, let
was.
me show you this. Let
Yeah.
me finish up this one
Yeah.
point, Richie. Lionel Messi came here. It was a sold out crowd. But how
Mm-hmm.
many people go to Australia, to Argentina for training? How many teams go down to Argentina? He's
Yeah.
from Argentina, but how
Yeah.
many teams go down there? So it
Yeah.
shows that, yeah, even though we still in the Caribbean have something to offer the people,
Yeah.
people don't rush to Argentina. Teams don't
No.
rush to Argentina and say, "Let me figure out what did Messi do for him to,
Yeah.
or run down to
But
Barcelona
everybody
because
want to know
he
what
left
we do.
because he left." But everybody want to know what we do. So there's
Uh,
certainly there's something about that. You know what I mean? So yes, it was a sold out crowd here, and like I said, we may never see Messi again. In terms of he might retire after this, we don't know. So maybe that's why it is. But people have the love for athletes, and that's the difference. People who follow their teams. You
yeah.
understand? And this is not country, just teams.
But as I'm going to stay on Messi a little bit more, Rudy, there's something that I was looking at this morning, right? That says Cristiano Ronaldo started a YouTube channel. The first 30 minutes was 1 million subscribers. The next 45 minutes was somewhere like 5 million. And I think they said that he started it like about Friday last week, right? Today, when I look at it, it's up to 70 something million, and he was greater than in past Lionel Messi just at 2 million, right? And Cristiano Ronaldo is at 73 or 76 million, So in pass out everybody. Him at the top of the chain right now.
Including speed.
Yeah, man, including speed, man. Jump, pass, speed, and everybody. I think I can't
But
remember
but but let, but let,
how
but
the
let me show
singer
you this.
name.
But let me show you this. If Messi have a YouTube tomorrow,
Yeah.
Messi pass all of them.
Well, I don't know. We just say the
I'm
man
telling
is
you.
Cristiano Ronaldo like
Yeah.
every day within
Every day.
3
Yeah.
days him had 70 something million subscribers.
No, if Messi do it,
You
Messi the same
understand?
thing.
So
If Messi do it, he'll be the same thing. If he go back to India,
mm,
you know what I'm saying? If a top cricket player do the same thing, he
yeah,
doesn't pass out. I'm telling you.
yeah. Yes, man. Yeah,
And
man.
and him and that one will be passing everybody.
So I don't know. The people are them have this thing going around now about whether or not Messi are the biggest thing or whether or not Cristiano Ronaldo are the biggest thing. So that's why Ronaldo must go start the YouTube channel and see.
Maybe that's why he need to do something else because
Within
listen,
3 days the man almost 100
listen.
million 100 million subscribers. I
We
don't know, man.
and it's it's hard because people go with based on who they like. And Argentina is
Yeah.
always my Argentina is my team. Even long before
Mm-hmm.
Messi even get in there, Argentina is always this is my World Cup team. Argentina
Yeah.
always then, and it will always be my team. Like I said, it's long
Mm-hmm.
before Messi even come in the picture. Argentina was my team.
Yeah.
But there's a love for Messi. You don't see man, listen, man, and those two artists are superstars, man. Now, listen, they're
Yeah,
superstars. These
man.
young people, they're
Yeah, yeah,
superstars, man.
yeah,
And
man.
it don't really matter who and who. You understand? People love them
Yeah,
both, and it's the same thing with superstars. You know what I mean? You go same thing with if LeBron James put something together, he might be he might be not overwhelmed. It's like the same thing. And if Michael Jordan drop a shoes tomorrow, it's sold out.
yeah.
The same thing, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing with music, and the same thing when somebody do something. We see with Drake drop something down, you see what happened. You know, the whole city just go crazy, and people just going crazy. So it's the same thing in sports, right? And when this artist and then come
Rudy.
out and do something outrageous, you see the difference, man. If Bold
Uh,
decide he's coming back, if Bold decide he's going to come back for training,
mhm.
every sports media is in Jamaica. Everybody. I mean, just telling you, everybody will want to know, okay, what's going on. They will follow him day in and day out and make sure that,
Yeah.
there'll be more testing on board that he ever have done because they say, well, look, you're coming back. I mean, you have to come back on something. I'm just show you that those little things is just telling you that, hey, when somebody is great, they are great.
Real big thing. I really make a deal with
Yeah.
the basketball right now, because the playoffs is here and it look good. I really
Hmm,
think that
hmm.
our team, the Raptors, would have get the better of Cleveland and they would have been right here right now and play the Pistons. You
No,
know,
they wouldn't.
but
No,
we
they
we
wouldn't.
we we, we
But
lit
no, they wouldn't.
so
But
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
let's look at it right now. So we're pretty much at the quarter at this semi-final, quarter-final stages of it right now.
Well, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Right
we
now, the
we, we
winner
have
go to the championship
yeah.
for the East and the West,
Mhm.
right? So tonight we'll know, like, basically what will happen in the East. The
In the
West
East
already has been selected
decided.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OKC
Just
have
waiting for
and
the
and
East.
and and
Focusing.
Spurs.
Um.
They pretty much have the
Uh,
waiting right now. So those matches
yeah.
going to be on the 18th. So we're waiting on
Yeah.
Cleveland now and the Pistons to
Yeah.
to
And
decide
in a
game
little
seven.
and in a little while, I'm gonna ask you who is your two team that will be in the NBA championship in
Well,
your
you have to
views.
ask me that little
Um,
while. I'm gonna tell you right now. Because let me tell you, OKC New York, I hit that. No
nah,
holding back for me.
nah,
OKC New York hit that.
nah,
Me
nah.
don't
It's
think so.
gonna be, it's
Piston
gonna
might get
be,
the
it's
better of
gonna
them.
be. Listen, it's gonna be the Spurs. It's gonna be the Spurs in New York. It's not gonna be OKC. The Spurs
Okay.
gonna Wembiani. Let me tell you something
Mm,
about Wembiani. Wembiani have something against America from the
yeah.
Olympics. And I
Mm,
know it's a mindset for him.
mm,
He has something against America because
mm-hmm.
of the Olympics. And he's hungry. He's hungry. And
Yeah.
I think I think they'll win it. I honestly think they're gonna win it. I don't think OKC will win. But like, again, it's my opinion. But it certainly will
Yeah.
be a good series. Um and then you look at New York. Are they been resting too long? Detroit, are they playing
Well,
too much?
that's the
So
thing,
there you
That's
have
the thing, Rudy. Here
you have
the
that there.
thing.
You don't know.
Here my thing. All right. So make a look at the East, right? Um, right now, Detroit and Cleveland. I don't know who you think going to take the game this evening because this evening the game going to start. I really think that Piston have a little bit of edge based on what everybody say. But you know what? When I say Cleveland up against my team Toronto, and how they play their last game, they have a little bit of hunger within them. They want it. They're really driven, and I really think that they might just clinch this last game. Everybody setting that me I go with the underdog for Cleveland get to it, right? But them even getting there, I don't even think them can get past New York at all at all. Whether Piston or Cleveland, them not gonna get past New York. So I think New York is going to get there over all of them. And you talking about resting. Both OKC and New York has been resting for a long time right now. So them ready. Them just a practice. Them just a watch everybody. So even the Spurs up against OKC right now. OKC well rested. OKC I watch everything that they are doing. OKC is going to be the team that is going to be more tired
Yeah,
in
but Richard,
terms
we
of
see
the
that in
thing.
the past. But Richard, we see that in the
I
past
mean,
already. We see
who
that
are
with
going to be
teams.
more tired?
Teams. Listen, we see that in the past with teams been sitting down waiting and then they go and
Mm,
they get whooped and they went and they get whooped. There's a difference in playing, constantly playing,
yeah.
and sitting and waiting. Um,
Mm,
and if you constantly like I mean, their body been trained from off season up to this point, right?
yeah.
Their body is trained for that. So playing every after every 2 days or every 3 days, training is different from actually playing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So when you're constantly playing, you're in the game. The attitude is there. But when you're sitting waiting, your mind is everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
it's all over
Hey,
the place,
Rudy,
right?
the man them not sit down and wait, they're practicing, and they're
But
watching the
practicing,
thing, and
but
they're
practice,
doing,
but I don't mean
they're
nothing.
getting time to
Men-
do something.
Yes, because
They're
because
getting
because
time
let
to
me say this.
practice something.
Yeah, because let me tell you something, right? This game, right? This game
Yeah.
they're playing tonight, when it comes to the
Hmm.
championship, it's now it become a total different game.
Of
Each
course.
each each round is a total different attitude.
Of
It's not the
course.
same. It's not the same attitude. First and foremost, Detroit should never be there. Detroit was number one East team in the East.
Yeah.
All season, Detroit are whooping everybody,
Yeah.
And then now you come to the playoffs now, and it shows that you're not a playoff team because you should not be fighting or up in there with Cleveland. You
Yeah.
should not be there in the first
But
place.
as I tell
And
you,
not only with
Cleveland is a
Cleveland,
team who always come back.
it's not only with Cleveland. They've been
Hmm.
fighting all
With
around.
Toronto. Yeah. They're fighting up with
they,
Toronto too.
they almost lose to the Magic.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think they went that far with the Magic as well. So yeah, so certainly I don't think. Listen, they went game seven with the Magic, and then you come back and they go another 7 games. You understand? And then there's a possibility you might go another 7 games with the Knicks.
Yeah. So it's a Detroit and New York.
So no. I think Cleveland. I think
You
Detroit
say
will
you
lose.
think
I
Cleveland
think
get you think
I
Cleveland
think
will get
Cleveland.
game seven this evening?
I think Cleveland is way more hungry
Yeah.
um, than them. And then Detroit going to their home and beat them. A team like that feels embarrassed.
Yeah.
Um, and they're gonna really go back for it.
Them want
However,
them want to
when
see about it.
everybody from Detroit, and the thing about Detroit, it's been a long time Detroit has been there. Going way back in the days with them bad boys. So
Yeah.
Detroit being in this position, do something for Detroit itself. So we're talking about the whole city will come out. They will have the fans behind them. But I think it's two good teams. I would say Cleveland because
Yeah.
I like what I see with Cleveland. I just disappointed with Detroit. Going to the stretch with a lot of these teams
All
during
right.
playoffs. And that's my thing. Yeah.
Hey, so sports glove fans out there, let's give us some of the results for the 6 games that have been played for the East, right? Cleveland, the Pistons. So game one was 101-111, and the Piston won that one. The Piston came back and they won the second game over Cleveland as well, 107-97. So, yeah, and Cleveland come back and win game three with 120, well, 116-109. And the Pistons, Cleveland won game four as well. So you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying about Cleveland? And they
Yeah.
won back-to-back games, 3 games
Went
in
back to
a row,
back. No, that's what I'm saying.
back-to-back,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then the Pistons come and win game five, game six, right? And so Cleveland have something to prove in the last game.
Yeah, and like I said, they should have finished it up at home, and they didn't. They didn't get to finish it at home.
Yeah,
But that last game was at home, and they get whooped at home.
yeah,
So certainly, it is not easy to go to a home, to a place like Detroit, who's been hungry
mhm,
to get back into the NBA championships,
yeah,
or at least back to the Eastern Championship, and and they just come and let you take it like that. It's not going to be an easy thing. Certainly, it's going to be
All
hard.
right.
It's going to be
So
tough.
so instead
Yeah.
of so instead of West, definitely I'm gonna go to the Spurs.
Well, I think the Spurs. Like I said, I like the Spurs.
Yeah,
I certainly do like what I see. I said Wimby is hungry. he's still upset. He's still thinking about the Olympics of what the America did to him. So he doesn't. Right now, he's in America. Any team that comes his way, he just
Yeah.
want to beat them down. And I think that's really what it is. But I like, and he's certainly an all rounder for a big man like him. He's an all rounder. I think.
Mhm.
I just see that team being a better team. Yes, we could see them say they're missing that one player, they're missing somebody that to make a change in there to that leadership or something in there. We can say that. We say that with so many teams that if they had this one player, they had this one player. But certainly, that that's not the case. But I think they will be fine. And if not, it will be a very, 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 very competitive game.
Yeah. It's going to be a competitive game, but I expect Oklahoma to get the better of the Spurs still, but we'll see. Because
Yeah.
I definitely see it's a New York Oklahoma finals. So
But New York need to be there. The last time New York being there, like I said, is
mm,
with Patrick Ewing, and it's certainly been
been a
a
long
long,
journey back,
long
long
time
journey
ago,
back, long journey back,
long, long, long
long
time ago. And I
journey back.
remember, I remember that
Wow.
game. It was Patrick Ewing beating what's his name
Yeah.
yeah, I can't remember his name from Philly back then. So suddenly, it's
Hmm.
been a long time. The New York people been waiting for that to happen. They had baseball, and it's time for them to see basketball. It's been a long time, a
Yeah.
very long time, and they haven't won a title either. So certainly, it's good. Certainly, it's good.
All right. So Rudy think is going to be the Spurs up against New York. We will
Yeah,
see. We both concur that Cleveland is going to get the better of the Pistons. So I'll watch that game this evening and see what happens. Definitely come back to the
yeah.
fans. Fans, you can tell us, what you think the results is going to be, and leave who you think in the comment section. Who you think is going to be winning? The Cleveland up against the Piston competition this evening. Tell us who you think is going to be winning that game
It's
7
gonna
this
win in
evening.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but for sure.
At
But
8 o'clock,
you can
in
leave
an
in the
hour to
comments
go.
as
In
well.
the next hour, we'll
Yeah.
know. At least the next 3 hours, we'll know what's
Next three
going down
hours.
because it was starting to be
Yeah.
it'll be a good game. It'll be a good game. Yeah.
And of course, tell us who you think is going to be in the NBA finals. Whether or not you think is the Knicks, up against the Spurs, or the Knicks up against Oklahoma. Who is going to be the finalists in there? But let us know in the comment section. So we definitely want to thank you again for joining us here. Whether you're joining us by our Facebook page, or you're joining us by our YouTube channel, or wherever you're finding us, definitely come on. So you can always go to our YouTube channel and find us there, or you can go to my Facebook page and find it there as well. Thanks so much. And of course,
And just remember to subscribe, subscribe,
yeah,
subscribe.
man.
Remember to subscribe for the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
man. And
get
turn on turn
you'll
on the
get certainly get the
notification too.
updates. Turn it on. You'll get updates of what's been happening. We got some prizes and
Yeah.
surprises coming. So certainly turn it on, and you'll see what's going to happen.
Yeah. Fantastic. 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 Rudy, let's talk a little bit about LeBron James and the retirement of LeBron James. Do you think that LeBron should retire this season, or I think he should go on
I
to do another season?
I think if he's healthy enough to continue playing, play the game. You love the game, play the game. That's
Yeah.
my That's my take. I'm not a LeBron fan, so if he retire or play, it doesn't really bother me. I mean, no difference. But
Yeah.
certainly
It make no difference.
made no difference to me. I mean, no, he did a lot. He asked for a lot. He was on the table. He sit down in the meetings to see some things happen. He see to it that his son was drafted by the Lakers.
Yeah.
Something that he wanted to see, that's great that you have that kind of power to let that happen.
Hmm.
Um, and here we are now. You know, um,
Yeah.
you bring in Luca to try to win a title. That never happened. You get swept. I mean, I know Luca was injured and everything like that. You bring in Anthony Davis to win a title.
Hmm.
You won in a bubble. But yeah. I
Yeah.
listen. If he's playing
All right,
well, he's playing well. And listen, man, listen. You can get 20 points from LeBron a night, maybe 15 to 20 points a night from him. You need that on a team, and his leadership certainly do make a difference. His presence do make a difference in the game. What would the game be like without LeBron? What would the NBA be like? We did ask the same
oh
thing.
no,
What
well,
would the game be like without Jordan? And
exactly.
the game, become greater. Um, and no, I hear comments say, what would the game be like without LeBron? The game would be great. The game will never going to die. And we're going to have greater coming on. I know they talk about the stats and all these things in them, but making him the GOAT, making him the greatest player because of the long term he's been playing. But if you're healthy and you have a discussion with your family, you want to give it a go, just play.
Yeah,
Just play, just continue to play. If you love the sport, just listen. Shaq and Jordan, those guys, they wanted to play for a long time, but injury, certainly with Shaq and all those things, and it makes a big difference, right? And
yeah,
sometimes we get tired. The game to those guys back then is not the same how it is today, right? The type of money these guys didn't get in today, those money was back then. Jordan and Jordan probably would have played up until he's 45, maybe 50. These guys didn't would have played up with that type of money that was out there because they were healthy. They loved the sport. Their body was in shape, and they do the right things to get it done. They would have continued playing. But certainly, you know. It's a different now. The whole thing is different, right? The whole game is different.
yeah.
So
All right, so let's look at
yeah,
LeBron James and who he is. Of course, he's 41-year-old now. He started out well. I'm say play a small forward, power forward position in the NBA. He was born December 30th, 1984. So he's 41. He was born in Ohio, USA. He's 6'9". He weighs 250 pounds. High school that he went to, that he started out, St. Vincent, St. Mary, over there in Ohio. He was drafted 2003, right, to Cleveland too, it's something that I'm going to say when I finish him thing. Right, in 2003, he played with them for 7 years at Cleveland. Then he went to Miami and played for Miami 4 years at Miami 2010 to 2014. Then he went back to Cleveland again. The hunt for title 2014 2018. And then he went to Los Angeles since 2018 and stayed there until now,
yeah,
right? And this career has been as such, right? NBA champion 2012, 2013, 2016, 2020. MVP 12, 13, 16, and 20. Um, most valuable players 2009, 2010, 2012, and 13. NBA All-Star team from 2005 until now. Uh, NBA All-Star MVP 2006, 2008, 2018. 13 times NBA first time. So the man is really racking up some real big titles. Rudy, 2019,
well, certainly,
twenty-four.
Richie, you could get all of those
All of the
accolades
stats.
if you
Yeah.
play for that long.
Yeah.
When you play for that long, you should rack up
Hmm.
all of those accolades. So
Of course.
certainly, that's
You know.
something. A lot of the other players, like I think Michael Jordan is the greatest player that ever played the game. Didn't play for that long.
Mm.
And if he did, he probably certainly would have having way more of that. Didn't play for that long. So
All right. LeBron
yeah,
James have some gold medal too. 3 gold medals from the Olympics, right?
yeah.
2008, 2012, 2024, and a bronze medal in Athens. They got right 2004. FIBA, yeah, bronze medal at FIBA when it was in Japan 2006, and yeah, so him have a lot of time. So here's my problem with the whole thing now. You see, I love the whole thing of transfer and moving around and but here my thing, and Sports Globe fans, you can chime in and let me know what you think as well. I literally love. Up to this morning, I was watching a Reggie Miller game when Reggie Miller with 8 seconds, 8 point something seconds to go, and Reggie Miller
Against the
score.
against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, and,
He scored
and that's why
nine
I do
points and
remember
come
that
up and
game.
win.
Just as
Yeah,
the Knicks
you know,
even
tell me.
coming out right now since then,
I've seen it.
right? And
Yeah,
beating the Knicks in that game when everybody left the stadium and gone and
yeah.
everything. And in
Spike Lee
eight
was in his house.
seconds,
Spike Lee reached home and realized that they lost the game. He left the stadium. Spike Lee left the stadium, get home and watch the news and noticed
yeah,
that the
man,
Knicks lost. And he said, "What?" You know. So yeah,
you couldn't believe it,
I see that. I see that.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, I love it when a player stay at their club. That's just maybe I'm just old school and I'm not too with the whole thing of moving to teams because so we can put together a group of guys or you can put together a group of guys that is over here that can win your championships. I don't believe that. I think just like Steph stay at his team, right? He tries to bring members to his team that to play with him at his team. LeBron move around to many different teams, right? Just because of trying to win a ring. I still have that problem there with him over the time. And I still have that problem with NBA players that they're just moving to where they can win championships. And it is not about building a team. And go back to a thing that you said in some other videos that we did in our Rudy is that people in some sports people follow people. In some other sports people follow teams. Right? Now, I don't know. One time in basketball, people follow a club. So
Yep.
if you're a New York fan, he's always a New York fan all the time. But the players, they keep moving, so you can never be a fan of the players at all because they're not with the club that you're with. You understand? So LeBron moved from Cleveland, him go to Miami, he moved from Miami, him gonna you can't understand where it is. It's just about getting the accolades, or it's about a team and representing a team and that kind of a thing. I know with them things are with the NBA at all.
Listen,
I know
and that's the
problems they
thing
can
too,
move.
and that's one of the things to Richie, and that's it talk about the one thing he had was that power,
Hmm.
to say, well, I can pick up and go, I can
Yeah,
leave. If they trade you, they trade you, and that's understandable.
I'm fine with it.
That totally
Yeah.
understandable. If they trade you, they trade you. You know, and that's the difference when you look at listen, and that's there is a story, and of why certain player didn't make the dream team, man. And they want to say because of
Hmm.
Jordan, Isaiah didn't make the dream team. That Jordan asked the question, who is on the team, and da. But one of the things with Jordan get beat down by Detroit
Hmm.
year after year. They make it there, and Detroit beat them down. And the
Hmm.
one time when they win, the players and then then guys just walk out, never shake hand, never do anything. And I think that's what really get Jordan with Isaiah and those Detroit players.
Yeah.
Because when they lose, they shake hands. Good luck, guys. They shake hands. They tell them
Yeah.
good luck. They do this thing.
Hmm.
And the time when they win, then players just walk out.
Yeah.
And that's what really get him, with Jordan. And that's why I think you stay with the team and you get beat down. Jordan left. They left Detroit. If you watch the Michael Jordan clip, they left Chicago because they were getting rid of Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
So that was the issue there. They was getting rid of the
Hmm.
coach. And so you hear about it, say, okay, we hear the story that Phil will be gone. Let's give it a last run. And that's how the last one came in, and
Hmm.
the so forth. So you kind of get that there, but Jordan get beat down.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up and go. Steph Curry get beat down. They didn't pick
Yeah.
up and go, and other players get beat down. Shaq
Yeah.
get traded,
Yeah.
to places, and then he get traded from Miami and from with the Magic, and he get traded. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. But LeBron decide now, hey, let me call a few players and let me go to Miami and let's win a few titles. You understand what I mean? And in the
Yeah.
first year they lost. In the first time when they get the team, they lost.
Hmm.
They win after that, but they lost to the same Spurs.
Yeah.
And no, to Dallas, I think. To Dallas. To Dallas. They lost to Dallas, to Nowitzki. So certainly that's one of the things about it. But if the NBA is designed that way for that to happen, then there's nothing we can do about it. Like we see that
No.
there is no
It's,
clause, and we see that we
yeah,
talk about
but
the same in track and field. We
it's
say the
something
same
where
in
I
track
don't
and
like.
field. where people leave in countries and go to countries and so forth, and then they put a clause in. But I never like that. Did you see the same thing with
Uh,
Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant move all over the place. Same
I
thing,
think
and
it
the
a mash
same
up. I think it a
OKC.
mash up. I think it a mash up the sport. But anyway,
But look at this though. Look at this. One more thing. Kevin Durant is the same thing, and the same OKC who he started with is the same
yeah,
OKC that is dominating now.
yeah.
Same team.
Because them never
What would
believe.
happen?
That's the whole thing. They never
What
believe
would
that
happen
the
if
team can
instead?
get there.
Yeah, they don't have that belief in them. So
Stay, stay
certainly
with your team, man. Win your
stay with
championships
your
with your
team.
team.
Win
All
your
right, listen.
championship with your team.
Listen, guys, we want to tell you how much we appreciate you. Send us your messages. Leave us your comments as well. We're reading them. Appreciate it a whole lot. Tell us what you think. LeBron James to retire or not to retire? What want to say? All right. So before we move on to another discussion, Rudy, because we have a whole heap of time, we almost come up on an hour already. Is that athletics? We're going to talk a little bit more athletics to the end of the show. We're going to be getting into selection of teams, now in terms of the sprint relays that we're talking about this time around, because we're seeing in the last, world relays, the mixed relays look like it was an it, and it's not only the fact that Jamaica run the world record twice, but the world record at that world championships, at that world relay championship was run for that event 3 times. A lot of people say it's a new event, but it doesn't matter. It's great time, so it's a mix of male and female running. So you have 2 male, 2 female running together and up against each other. But it was a fantastic thing. Canadian ran the world record in the opening round. Then Jamaica got that record a couple of minutes after that. Then in the finals, the Jamaican ran the world record again. And I think they went below 40 seconds for that relay. So it means that a lot of these young ladies are running pretty fast. And a lot of the men are running pretty fast. So Jamaica got the gold medal, the Canadians got the silver medal in that, so it says a lot. So, but one of the things, Rudy, that you have brought up this particular question, is how is it that teams are going to be looking to select the teams now? Because especially when we had looked back at the Jamaica team, they had the twins, right? Tia and Tina, as they are 2 of the fastest Jamaicans right now. Right? A lot of people was expecting them to make the 4x100 meter relay team. Now they ran on the mixed relay and didn't run on the 4x100 meter relay team still, even though they won. The US never feel the strongest, sprinters for the relay championships at all. But so we suspect that they're going to be feeling, for they have the ultimate championships coming up in September, so we might see some fireworks there, and some of the better, people coming to represent the United States there. Yes, but it goes back to how the selection of these teams, especially teams like the US, Great Britain, Canada too. Whether or not Canada is just going to be doing a mixed relay thing because they might feel them strength in the mixed relay over the sprint relay. So they might be doing that, and they might be having decisions to make, because now you're going to be looking at, Andre DeGrasse and Aaron Brown and all of them, whether or not they are going to be wanting to be on the mixed relay, yes or no, or they're going to be wanting to be on the sprint relay. Yes or no. Jamaica have the same issues too, with 10 or 11 athletes now running under 11 seconds. Who is going to be making mixed relay, or who is going to be making sprint relay? That's a big question, Rudy, and I'm glad you kind of bring it up too, because then, in my mind, I would think normally for Jamaica is the top 6 make the sprint relay team. Now, they have 10 people who are running under 10 seconds, so they could be on any relay team. What is it that the athlete is going to be liking? Because I suspect that coach is going to be saying to athletes, give you a choice. You want to be on the mixed relay or you want to be on the sprint relay? What's your choice? I don't know how it went at World Relays recently, right? If the Clayton twins just kind of say, yo, you got to try out the mixed relay and see what I go on, because we know we're going for the sprint relay. Everything was just an exercise. But I'm sure people, the 4x1 as the premium relays, of a championships all the time. Everybody's going to be wanting on that. Or no, is that the mixed relay now put a bigger thing in the picture? I suspect that the prize money is going to be the same for both relays. But tell me what you were thinking though, Rudy, why you even brought up the whole thing and seen problems coming in the future.
But first of all, Richie, when I started this question, I started out by seeing what's happening in Jamaica,
Yeah,
seeing what's happening with these females. The female athletes in them is certainly is
yeah,
beyond anything else, and
yeah,
that's what's really going on. And we see how fast this athletes are running, and out of this 10 athletes,
yeah,
nine, I think nine so far. Shakira Jackson is not even in there yet.
yeah.
She's not even there.
No, no.
She's not even there. And then on top of that, now it's still a bit early.
Yeah.
It's still a bit early for a lot of them. A lot of them they
Yeah, I
haven't
wanna
been
see
run
Melissa
yet.
Jefferson, I want to see
We
TT
haven't
Carey, I
seen
want
a,
to see
yeah, we haven't seen nobody run yet. We haven't seen none of them compete yet. And then we see Shania Douglas, which is the phenom of the junior only.
Yeah.
We saw her just character.
Mhm.
We haven't seen her yet. After that, right? So we don't know what is in bag for a lot of these young athletes. And I'm saying that it's a hard decision, but my whole point is who make the decision, and I'm just want to focus on the Jamaica team for now. Who
Yeah,
making the decision on selecting which athlete goes where
yeah,
on a relay team, or how you select that relay team? Because now you're looking at, you don't just need 6 athletes, you need 10.
yeah,
Because they have 6 for the 4x1, and
yeah.
you might need 2 extra women for the mixed relay.
No, but Rudy, watch it now. So I am thinking in my mind, based on how Jamaica have their selection criteria, right? So you have 8 athletes making the finals of the trials. 8,
Mhm.
Now you need 4 for both sprint relays. At least you need 4, right? Is it that they're going to be taking some from the sprint relay to put on the mixed relay? Or because then at least don't want to be too overburdened at times too, right? All depends on when the mixed relay come into being and when the sprint relay come into being, how close they are to each other. And it all depends on what kind of condition athletes are in, right?
And
Because
before and
all of
before
them
we say
have
that,
to reach
Richie,
finals and semi-finals just the same, right?
we want the people to understand, folks. We want you guys to understand that if you are selected
Mm-hmm.
for one relay, you cannot compete
Mm-hmm.
in the other relay. So we just want to let you guys know that
No,
no,
that's what I'm
if
saying.
if
So
if, if
no, you have,
athletes are selected for one relay, they cannot, and that included if you have 6 names, because you're supposed to have 6 names for the
yeah.
mix for the open 4x1.
Mm-hmm.
6 names.
Yeah.
You cannot take out one of these names from there and move them over to the other
To the
team
mixed relays.
to the mixed relays.
All
Once
right.
you make a selection, you make a selection.
So we
So
have to get right.
I just want to put it out there for the people, for the fans. You guys are listening and trying to get a little
Yeah.
confused of why one can do this and do. No, they can't. That's the
Right.
rules, right? That
But
might change. That
but
might
with that,
change. We don't know.
with that, Rudy, Jamaica supposed to have a great advantage right now, right? Because let's say for the next month, you find two more Jamaican athletes running, um, especially the females. 2 more females running under 11 seconds. So now they're going to be having almost a dozen athletes running under 11 seconds, right? So they might be in a good place on the female side, but on the male side, is not a whole lot of 9-second athletes they have,
No.
right? So, so herein lies a little bit of issues might come up in us, and that's why when you raise it, I say it's a good thing to talk about because now they always carry 6 for the sprint relay, 6 people, right? Because you have 3 guys going to be always competing in the 100 meters final, 100 meters at least. At least 2 or so might make it to the final. So
Make
they have a
make
lot
it
of
two. Yeah.
workload,
Yeah.
right? Now, you don't want to give them too much workload. You might have at least that is running in the heats of the relays, right? And then the big stars come running the finals of the relays as usual, as it always been, right? Now, so you might have a little bit of issue right there that you have. So it means that though, in a Rudy, is that if you make the semifinals of the national trials, you're pretty much secure to go to
Well,
these.
I think now what we will see at a lot of this world
Yeah.
at this trials,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the 100 meters, I think what we're going to see is the A and a B finals because
Yeah.
now you need the eight
Mm-hmm.
automatically will be selected.
I don't know them going to run a beef. I don't know them going to run a beef finals at the trials, you know. I
Yeah,
think
they
what
have
will
to.
happen.
They have to run a B finals.
I think what it might be. I think what they might
Yeah.
have is a semi-finals, and they might just be selecting people by times, you know, right down into the semi-finals as well. So you
Yeah,
might have the 10
but I
fastest
think
people.
but a semifinals is not a finals, right? So
It's not a finals. That's the whole
I
thing.
think yeah, and I think
A
a
B finals.
semifinals and it helps for the athletes too, and it's good for the athletes as well, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to start seeing A and B finals.
Yeah.
That's what I think. And out of the A and B finals, you're still looking at the top athletes because somebody
Yeah.
might have a little stumble in the A and they didn't make the A, but they come out in the B and they
And
run
can make the
fast.
B.
And out of the B, you could make that. You could come six.
Yeah.
You understand when they put both of them together. So I think you're going to start seeing a bit of that at countries, big countries. The
Yeah.
British, countries like the British. You might see it in
Mm-hmm.
China. You might see it in those European countries. Certainly in Canada. Hopefully, you see it in Jamaica. Them other smaller islands and stuff. You don't have that, right? Um, and that's the thing. But if the money that is here's my thing. If the money not at the Olympics,
Yeah.
because at the Olympics is a medal
Yeah.
and it's
So
the
people
same
want that
medal.
medal. People want that medal.
Yes,
So they don't get the
people
money,
want that
but
medal,
everybody wants an Olympic medal.
but at the World Championship, it's
Yeah.
money.
It's the
And
money.
if the money is the same thing,
Yeah.
where you guaranteed to win it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you get? And then what I like about the mixed relay, another thing I like about the mixed relay is I am pleading to federations in the Caribbean. I'm not,
Yeah.
listen, we are Caribbean people. I'm
Yeah.
not going global. In the Caribbean, Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent, Dominica, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and we keep going.
Yeah.
You have two athletes, two female and you have two male. You could run a relay. You
Yeah.
have two. You may not have
Yeah.
four, but you have two. Same
Yeah.
thing go with the mixed 4x4. You have two. You may
Now
not
that
have four, but you have two.
now that you said that in a Rudy, it might just become very interesting too because you have a lot of
Very
Caribbean
interesting.
islands. You have a lot of Caribbean islands that only have
Yeah,
two sprinters,
they
and
have two
you
sprinters.
have a lot of European countries that have two good
That just
sprinters,
have two
two
good
good male,
sprinters.
two good female, but never
Yeah.
put together a good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, sprint
and
relay.
that is the scary about it. That if Jamaica is not careful
Mm.
by putting a really good team together in the
Yeah, they
mixed
can lose
four by
it.
one, they can lose it
Yeah, they can lose
because
it.
other countries gonna say, hey, we don't need to go and fight with these other big countries.
Yeah,
You
let's put
understand me?
together a good mix relay.
And then again, we talk about um. Then you go back to talk about people who is seasonal, who is veteran, is
Yeah,
in running on the relay team. I look at it as one of the best lead off runner for Jamaica female that I've seen in many years. Many years. It's Brianna Williams.
Brianna Williams.
You
Yeah.
understand me? But
But
is she gonna be
she back in her camp
but
now, you know. So
I
and she's doing
understand.
much better.
But is she gonna be part of the six? Is she gonna be part of the you understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then you gotta understand how the mixed relay goes now. If you say okay, Brianna should be on the mixed relay, Brianna is a lead off runner.
Mm-hmm.
The mixed relay start with men.
Well,
Right? So
hey,
so it's gonna be interesting. But what I like about the mixed relay is to see Caribbean federations start thinking of
mixed
getting
relays.
teams, mixed relays, mixed 4x4, get teams out there, give athletes that opportunity to go there
Yeah.
and on the global stage, give them that opportunity. and then we'll kind of see that going I think it's going to be a huge thing moving forward, and especially if the dollars and cents, if the money is the same, because in the World Championship it's about money, in the Olympics it's about pride and country, but in the
Yeah.
World Championships, to put teams together, if the money is the same,
Prize money.
certainly the prize money is the same, then where do you want to get that 80,000 dollars or $40,000, whatever it is, or 60,000, whatever it is. So, hey man, listen, that is interesting.
It's going to be
And
very
again,
interesting. Going to be very interesting.
Jamaica have nine young females right now.
Yeah.
Jackson is not even starting in the 100 meters.
No.
Because it's almost saying you have a relay with a Jackson that
Mhm.
doesn't.
And all of these times are
So
early season
yeah,
times too, so you
yeah,
expect them to get
and
better.
then we talk about it too with the American. We hear Alison Flicks. We had a conversation about her doing a
Yeah.
comeback. She
Coming
wants to do
back.
a comeback for the mixed relay, not
Mm-hmm.
open 400. Not She want to come back for the
Relays.
mixed relay. That's
Yeah.
what she want to come back for, mixed relay. So certainly you have to see that. We talk about not seeing the American at the championship. They don't need a bid because they are the world champion. So they don't need to run at the relays. They could have sent a team, but there was no need for them. They have an automatic bid for the championship games, and because they are the champions. So there's no need for
All
them
right.
to compete them. Yeah.
So George said and tell us is branding for the NBA a kind of shift from from the is a kind of shift from the branding to personality branding. The branding is something that we need to talk about, Rudy, because branding is something in sports is a huge thing. And it's really big.
Yeah,
It's really big.
yeah, because they carry their fan base, right? And
Yeah.
in talking about Steph Curry have his fan base, and LeBron
Mm-hmm.
have his fan base, and now you have Wimby have his fan base, and you have all these guys that them have their fan base, right? So
Yeah.
certainly they brand themselves, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that if you go to college, you hear they talk about that in college when it
Yeah.
when it dealing with the NIL deal, is you branding yourself, and I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a big part of it too, is branding yourself. So the NBA is switching. It is switching
Yeah.
over from players branding themselves.
Well,
Yeah,
it's just sports personality branding these days is a huge thing.
it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Yeah,
A lot of the brand sponsors like the Adidas, the Nike, the Pumas, and all of them. They're looking
yeah.
at your personal branding that you carry. They're looking at your personal fan base that you carry.
hmm
Is a suggestion to track and field athletes too,
And that
to
makes
start to focus on their personal branding. Some little videos
branding.
of see
Yeah,
them are doing all of them kind of those are not the kind of branding you need to develop a fan base. Do
a
stuff
fan base.
going
Yeah,
to give you a fan base.
get to that fan
So
base. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And we see. Listen, when Shido Sanders came out, his jersey sold out.
mm-hmm.
You understand me? The next player behind him, his jersey didn't sell. He probably sell just to his family.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? But should also sell globally. It's not that it sold, it was
yeah,
sold out. The print beyond that, I want to go back again. We see that with Steph Curry, jerseys, LeBron, their
yeah.
jerseys sold out. But that
In
other player, they
in
printed his jersey went up in print
in
for
football,
sale.
Rudy, in
Yeah,
football, I mean,
same thing.
selling jersey is one of the biggest thing in the
Yeah,
football market right now, right?
the biggest
And
thing,
has
right?
been for a
Biggest
while,
thing.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
when a club sign a player to the team, it's almost like them showcase this jersey and people just go online and just start to buy off all of them
And
jersey
I
right
and
now.
I've seen and I don't get me wrong, I like Cristiano Ronaldo because I like his
Mm-hmm.
he plays well, he's a phenomenal player. But
Yeah,
I see more Messi jersey than I see than
and
anything
Ronaldo.
else. It's like I
Messi
like
is
what I'm
big.
saying because because this guy's them big, even little kids have the
Yeah.
jersey. So it is certainly something that you have to do is to brand yourself and then we go from there. And lastly, but not least, certainly want to talk about Gov Golf
Mhm.
signing a major contract
Yeah.
with Adidas. He's part of the Adidas family. The question, Richie, that I have for you is: should he has wait after the season to sign this contract and run in the World Juniors and set put his name in the books in
Yeah.
terms of a record, or just running at the World Juniors at another level, or is he past the World Juniors? Is he bigger than the World Juniors now?
All right. Here my thing for it now. So that's a teenage teenage sensation, Australian sensation, got signed an 8-year deal with Adidas. Right? It says here, he signed a 8-year sponsorship deal with Adidas. It's going to take him all the way up to 2032. Right? He's still going to remain in because a lot of the times the brands always want you to go where the training camp is, and that's why he's kind of working out with Noah right now in terms of a lot of things. Him working on starts, and he's in Miami doing a couple of things, but his training ground is still going to be in Queensland in Australia, right? But he's going to be signing a $4 million deal, which would make him a $500,000 annual salary that he's going to be getting from Adidas, right? It is going to be worth total of about $6 million at the end of the day, based on what they're saying here. So that's what his contract is going to be for 8 years. Now, $500,000 is a lot of money for a year, but for a competitive athlete, and as young as he is, he's 18 years old, not even 19 yet, right? And he's signing up himself for 8 years. As you say, Rudy, if he had signed if he had run the World Junior record right now, and then Adidas approach him, he would be making much, much, much more money. So I'm doing himself
Lots
from
more.
where I sit at this service in signing this
On this
deal too
service, yep.
early,
Too early.
right?
Yep.
Get these 2 records, and because I think that he has the potential to get more records. As I said earlier in the thing, at the age that he is right now, he's running much faster than what Usain Bolt was doing. And when you look at him, you see that he has still a whole lot of things to correct, a whole lot of flaws. Him still leaning back, him still doing a whole lot of things not correctly. So he has the opportunity to correct stuff, get it right, get the World Junior record on them belt, because now you would approach Adidas with a record on them belt, as you said, with credentials. Then,
Credentials, yep.
yeah, him have credentials to say, Adidas, yo, if you want me for 8 years, because obviously he's going to be a serious brand to Adidas based on where he is right now. And if he's looking like what he's looking like now, he's running 19 seconds at 18 years old, you expect him to get better. So signing up for $4 million is chump change. I think he has the potential to have a huge fan base, bigger than Noah. I don't even think Noah can be as exciting as this, as this young guy. I think he can be. I'm looking at him every time I see him run. I just see the Usain Bolt thing flashing in front of me all the time. Same way with that kind of potential. I don't know if he'll be getting records after records, because every time Usain Bolt run, there was always a record. So, but he's going to be. It's just different, right? He's just very different, and in a country that focusing on training and that kind of a thing, the Australians are very good as the Germans when it comes on to, because them set up academies and that kind of a thing. So they're really good at this thing. So I really think him doing a disservice to himself by not going and getting the junior records, as you say, Rudy, and that's why I really must take your point. I think him should really get the junior records, and then, go to Adidas, or Adidas can come to him and be getting big money. $500,000 a year for an 18-year-old at his age, high performance performer. Too early. Wait a little bit more. You'd have gotten much, much more money.
Listen, is he another Shikari? And I say that, not to disrespect. Like we know Shikari signed a multi-million-dollar with Nike, and then she didn't do nothing.
Yeah,
there was nothing. There was problems after
I
problems
don't think he's
for the
that.
first 2 years.
I don't think he's that.
He haven't really done anything, like I said, on the world stage yet.
Yeah,
And I think that's why the $500,000 is looks. I just think the time is too much. I think it should have been for 2 years, up until the Olympics. I think that should have been um, a shorter contract, and then negotiate after that. But the question is, what other sponsors he's getting from Australia that will make up? And I think once you start doing stuff, because the Australian take care of the people,
yeah,
they take care of they take care of their athletes, young or old. When athletes is performing in Australia,
yeah,
especially compared to the rest of the globe, Australia take care, and you have your fan base out there in Australia. So certainly, I think that's one of it. He's really been loved. They love him out there. Um, and if you're not careful, he might come to Jamaica. and see what the boy did too. He might end up down there too. Everybody headed to listen. Everybody want to go to see to the mecca of sprinting, and he might end up
Yeah.
in Jamaica as well. He's in doing stuff with Noah and all these kind of things in them because they're Adidas, right?
Yeah.
Um, but certainly, I think should have done as the Twins did. Before they sign with any contract, go to the juniors. That's what I really hope. Shania Douglas do the same thing. If she is if professional, she's heading to go to the World Juniors first. Put your mark out there. Brand yourself. Brand
Yeah.
yourself. And I think that's the word previously we're looking at. You have to learn to brand yourself.
Yeah.
And how do you brand yourself? Not going to a regular meet, but putting your name down and on a mark.
Because I tell you
Yeah,
one of the thing that Usain Bolt started out as, you say, brand yourself, and you correct Rudy, is that Usain Bolt had developed a brand from a junior age, because even when he was
yeah.
winning the World Junior Championships back in
In
Jamaica,
youths.
the whole of the
In
stadium did
youths.
full. The whole of the stadium
Full
did
up.
full,
Yeah.
did pack,
Yeah.
The World
Yeah.
Juniors, I think World Juniors was the fullest time it has ever been in
Ever
my
been.
entire
Yeah.
thing. Right? The
Yep.
whole place did full. It was a big deal.
Yep.
Because he was running. So him literally started out as a brand. So when he came over, even though Puma was supporting him, I'm sure is when him run the World Junior World Record that they really
That's when they
start
really
to pump
look
real
start.
money
Yeah.
into him.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it's the same thing with this guy Gout. I think him should have waited, run the World Juniors, right? And then go for the money. Because
Yeah.
there's no way he would have been signing with any one of the brands, any one of the two top brands
Yeah.
anyway.
And
Any
and
one of the
listen,
two top brands anyway.
right now in Australia, I think he keep even probably getting more money per year with local businesses in
Mm-hmm.
Australia and local
Mm-hmm.
sponsors in Australia than
Yeah.
the Adidas contract he getting. And then on top of that, who knows who would have come to him? Nike could have come and he
Yeah.
could have get a better deal with Nike. He could have get a better, so a lot of these things could have been done, but they have their reasons why they did what they did. They know what they're doing, and who knows what else is in the contract that we don't know about. We only hear that piece. We don't
Yeah.
know if there is something. We don't know what bonus, what this or that is in there as well. But certainly, I believe that at that young age, you should have certainly head to the World Juniors. Really put yourself on the map there, and then you sign pro. Just as how the Twins did it, because they have good leadership, good team
Yeah.
management, good people behind them, and they did
And
it.
they have World
Yeah,
Junior Championships under their belt too.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
and they did it. They both did it. And winning the 100 meters. I don't know if they win the 200 as well. Winning
No,
the
they only
100
won the
meters,
100.
only won the 100, and also winning the relay. I think they also won the relay, right? I
Rudy,
think, yeah.
before we run off, I want to ask you this. Is Sharika back?
Sharika is back.
Sharika is back.
Sharika is back.
Sharika is back.
Sharika is back. And
You
let me add
see
on to
her?
that. Elaine is
Yeah.
back too.
Who?
Elaine.
Elaine is back.
Elaine is back. Yeah. Sharika and Elaine is
Sharika and
back.
Elaine is back.
Is back. Yeah.
Fireworks.
It is back. But listen, Richie. 2 years from now is a
Yeah,
long time,
it's a long
and
time.
we thinking of Olympics, and we should think of World Championship because, like I said, World Championship is money. They've been to the Olympics already, but the World Championship is where the money is.
I not even holding. I waiting
Yeah,
for the ultimate.
ultimate
Ultimate that is
ultimate
coming up in
challenge. Yeah,
September, because I know
and then they
all of
have to
them gearing
qualify,
up to
and
run it.
they have to qualify for it, and maybe that's all
Yeah,
she's focused on this year. She just
yeah.
probably just focusing on the 200 meters for
Mm-hmm.
this year. And then, like I said, it's an open race. Let's see what happens. Right now, she's first in line, but we cannot neglect this young college athlete that's coming up,
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs. And then we see the young girl from Guyana, that
Mm-hmm.
at Georgia. She went 48.9,
Yeah, she looked good yesterday.
and
Yeah,
that just SEC.
yeah, man.
That's not even NCAA yet.
You know what? I'm scared of college athletes and
So
what they're doing. I'm telling you this, Rudy,
yeah,
is that I don't have a lot of faith, especially in American college athletes. And even when Jamaicans go there and they're doing very well, is because I'm looking at even Nikisha Price, that when she end her career, when she end her college career, she was NCAA champion and all of that.
Yeah.
Magnificent, fantastic 48 running, and she came into senior track and field. I know the transition take a little bit of time, but even yesterday she ran 49. Right, it's almost look
Yeah.
like it's going to take her this amount of time to come back. So
Come
when
back.
I see them juniors in college running them fantastic times, I don't really put a big credence to it at all because a lot of times, and look like Quincy Wilson too, right? Is another one running crazy in NCAA when he came to the nationals. Is you
Well,
know,
he was in high
yeah,
school. In high school. And
yeah,
when he come to the
So
nationals, he
I
couldn't
don't
do
put a
nothing.
lot of
Yeah.
things to it when you transition, and I see that effort and I see that run, then I say, yeah. But
But
apart
but
from
but
that,
here's the thing too. I think there's a change now. There's a switch now. Because I think most of them is transitioning but staying with the coach,
which is good, which
which
is
is a
what it's
good thing.
supposed to be.
They're transitioning and they stay, because I'm looking at Georgia right now and they just get a brand new track. When I say a brand new track, that
Mm.
man, the money they put in there, this track does things, it light up. It
Yeah,
give you like, I mean, let me tell you, man, the sensor that is in this track is phenomenal. And not only for the actual track, but they also have a trail like just on the outside of the track for
yeah,
distance runners. So it's going to be a hub for a training ground soon, because Coach Carroll is phenomenal, man. What she have done um, over the years. Um, Michael Norman, that's her. That's where he came from. He came up from under her.
yeah,
And he was an Olympic champion.
yeah,
So we have seen what she has done, and certainly when she was at USC and then coming in Georgia and seeing what she done there, and she has these two phenomenal athletes. Butler came out from her too.
yeah.
Butler, who came second yesterday, came out from under her, and she actually signed pro. And I think but these athletes running that fast now. We only in May, and ultimate, if they make it to the ultimate, is in September,
Yeah,
and they're running that fast now. It tells you that when you're in college, you are there for the college level, and you are there for that purpose.
after
And
after
it's
NCAA,
hard.
man, it's difficult.
It's hard to prep. It's hard to train your body or pick your body for two things. It's really hard because now they're picking for this, and then they have to shut down and then pick again for another thing. It's really,
Yeah,
it's a challenge, but it can be done. But certainly, Richie, and it's good. But Richie, it was a good show today, man. We got to come back again
yeah,
on
man. We
this,
appreciate
on
it.
this. We certainly will talk again on a part two on the mixed relays, and especially really digging in a lot in the Caribbean and trying to get really speaking. Now we're going to bring some people on and really talking about that. Of other islands, like I said, the Trinidad, the Grenada, the St. Vincent, the Dominica, the
Yeah,
Barbados, and those other islands start out to look at, hey, the relay, the relay is how I can get, because could you imagine a Caribbean mixed 4x1 or a Caribbean 4x4? Just think about that. In any World Games, everybody is from the Caribbean. It's like, because I see Grenada coming up with some young athletes now, man. My goodness, man, they are
they're looking
they
good.
are flowing, man. Especially in the men, we have at least four guys that's running 45 point.
Yeah,
And then we have some females that running 52 points. So certainly, man, I can see some things happening. um and it's possible, man, that we can really put some things together. But I really want to see that we will come back
yeah.
and talk about it again. And there's a lot more other things I want to talk to you about. We will talk about, is it time for the Caribbean to have a football league?
Hmm.
Is it time for them to have a football league?
Maybe it's
And
time
by
for the
them,
Caribbean to have a track and field league.
but there you go. And by them having that, would that change
Yeah,
CARICOM to start having better inter-Caribbean travels? So
yeah,
there's a
Rudy.
lot of things that's
Listen,
locking, a lot of things
I
we're going to
want
talk about.
I
And
want our
there's
fans know
certainly,
that
man.
we are going to
Yeah.
be trying to challenge the status quo in regards to
Yes, we do.
Caribbean
We do.
government in
Yes.
terms of them putting money into sports in a serious way, because they're not spending the money on sports. It's a shame that
Sports is the first
even
one to get cut.
recently, because I haven't even said anything on
Anything,
it,
anything that have to get cut in budget is sports.
Yeah, even recently with the shamefulness about the University of the West Indies with the I mean, high performance athletes have to be
Yeah,
training at nights under in darkness. That's
in
shameful.
darkness.
This
Yeah,
was a track that was
yeah,
donated to Usain Bolt by
yeah.
its sponsors, and then Jamaica just turned everything into white elephant. Same thing with World Cup. When we had World Cup
Yep.
of cricket in the West Indies, they built these fantastic facility out there in Trelawney, and then all of a sudden the things is growing trees in the middle of the pitch,
In the
and
middle
that
of the
kind of
pitch.
thing. I don't
But
know.
look at that. Well, we started in 2020, and now India taking over. We started
Government,
2020 in the
yeah,
Caribbean.
government don't care about athlete,
They
and they
don't.
don't care about
No.
young people. They don't care about they don't care about us at all at all. They don't care about sports
Well,
fan. They
let
don't
me
care about the sporting industry altogether.
let me stop you there for a second, Richie. They care,
They
but when
don't
they go,
care.
let me tell you how they care. They care when
Yeah.
the photo ops comes.
Oh,
They're
then.
the first one in the photo ops.
Yeah.
They're the first one to say, well, we're going to give them a piece of land and give them a this and give them that. And after that, everything done. They're the first one to be in the line to welcome them in. But they're not the first to give the support for them to build. They're not the first to give them the tools, but they're the first to line up to take a photo with them.
And then the
Right?
whole thing
So,
about all of this that hurt me, Rudy. So but I still want to talk about it, and we're still going to talk about it. Is that they're trying to dictate to a human being whether or not he can goes to represent this country or represent that country or do whatever he wants as a free human being to do whatever he wants. The traitor is, them hiding behind the curtains, because even for that particular conversation, the J3 has done nothing to say about it, because I
yeah.
fundamentally think the J3s, right? For them responsibility is supposed to be providing facilities, especially for these high performance athletes, that is national representative,
National representative. Yeah.
right? If you can't find facilities for national representative to train, sorry, how the hell you are going to ask athletes to say, hey, listen, we need you to run for Jamaica only? And you can't even give the man the facility where he need to train. You can't give him that. You don't care about that, none at all. As a matter of fact, all of the conversation that I hear with that situation, the J3 has nothing to say. Whether or not it's a private institution, yes or no, the fact of the matter is these are Olympians, representative medalists, right? These are world championship medalists. They have nowhere to train. As a matter of
And
fact,
that's
right now,
and
maybe they have nowhere to train right now, because since
And Rich,
that time,
we listen. We're talking about
they
global in the
stopped them from
Caribbean. We're not
training.
talking about We're not only talking about Jamaica. We're talking about global. We're talking
No, I
about
know.
in the Caribbean. We're talking about we in the Caribbean have over 300 medals from the Olympics and
Yeah.
World Championship and so forth in the Caribbean itself. Some of the little islands are one or two here and there. Jamaica have the most for sure. You get what I'm saying? So come back to the conversation that athletes need to be in the conversation. Athletes need to be on the table. Athletes need
Yes.
to have a representative.
Yes.
Athletes need to be unionized
Athletes need to be unionized. I don't know
so that
how long
somebody
we
is
can tell them
speaking,
here, Rudy.
so that
They
somebody
need
is
to get
speaking on the
themselves in a
behalf.
union.
Somebody
Yeah.
need to be speaking on the behalf. Otherwise, they're not doing it. We've seen it in the NBA. They boycott. They say they're not competing. They boycotting. Baseball boycott. Then we see boycotting in hockey. We see boycotting in all those major sports.
You
It
know,
is time for
you know
track
what
and
thing,
field to
Rudy?
take a stand.
Let me tell you a thing with track and field that I realized that track and field have several different little problems. You see, when it come on to your agent is so much in bed with world athletics. They're so
Yeah,
much in bed with the Olympics. They don't
yeah.
want to. They don't want to ruffle up feathers with different federations and
With different
associations in
federations.
different
Yeah,
countries.
yeah.
So your agent not supposed to be representing you as an individual. As supposed to have nothing to do with federation, world athletics, or nothing. Right? He's supposed to be looking to representing you. Just like an agent for NBA players and NFL players and NHL players and that kind of, they have nothing to do with the association. In track and field, what I find is that agents are so much in bed with all of these associations that they don't want to ruffle their feathers, right? They don't want to ruffle their feathers. So at the end of the day, because the athletes are depending on the agents to get them in different things and that kind of a thing, the agents are literally would be saying to the athletes, don't bother with this with this unionized kind of thing, because it's going to put them into a whole different light.
Yeah, yeah.
right? But what track and field needs, and what athletes need, every athletes need to have a level of representation at the table of
Level
the
of
world
representation
athletics, at the
and
table of the Olympics, at the
and
table
the
of the
table of the
Diamond
government
League, at the
and
table of
government.
however
Yep,
it is.
yep,
You
yep.
understand? And even when government talking about sports,
Yeah, when they're
you
talking
need
about
to have a
sports,
representative there.
somebody to have a representation there speaking on their behalf.
Yeah, there
They
is a
need to
big
have
change in
because
world
yeah,
cricket right now, you know.
yeah.
There's
Mm-hmm.
huge change in world cricket right now, and especially West Indies cricket. Once they decide to have a players' union, everything becomes different.
Yeah,
Everything becomes seriously different with West Indies cricket right now because they now have a players' union. And you know, once they call in any kind of meeting or any kind of a thing, they always have the players' representative there from their union. You understand? So I remember the whole thing what happened with West Indies cricket when West Indies players trying to play IPL and they're trying to play this and they wanted to go and play the thing and make money and all that. And West Indies cricket was trying to tell players that, hey, listen, if you go over there to go play cricket, you might not have no place here in West Indies cricket. And players were starting to say, hey, well, we're going to make a choice then, you know. Then West Indies cricket decided that, hey, listen, maybe we have to make a different decision then and sit down and talk to these people.
yeah.
Right? Because without the players, there's no West Indies cricket, right? And look what's happening now. Players can start to make real money now from cricket.
From
Same thing
cricket.
needs
Yeah,
to be with the athletes.
yeah,
Athletes
yeah.
need to understand athletes. Listen, you need to understand that you need to become a unit. You need to become a force. You can't be out there running for got assigned for $4 million. What is that?
Yeah. For eight
What is that?
years.
What kind of money is that?
For
Not
eight
even
years.
LeBron
Not
James
even
at a
for
young
yeah.
age was getting that. What is that?
Listen, and that is for 8 years. Eight
That is for
long
eight
years.
years. What is
You
that?
locked in. You cannot leave. You're locked in for 8 years. Think
Rudy,
about it. eight
do
years.
you
You're
know?
locked in.
Do you know got have the potential to get the world record
Yeah.
within that time?
Yeah.
And you sign up for $4 million.
Yeah. Oh,
Yo,
be
you
the
sit on a run
fastest.
world
Or
records and they give you four
he
million
could come
dollars
out
for
and
running
be
the world record.
come out and be the fastest 200-meter human alive.
Of course,
Yeah.
the guy have the potential for all of that. Him have the physical structure, him have everything going for the thing, going for the event. He has the potential. The potential is great for him right now. Yeah, and you sign up for 8 years for $4 million. What is that? You pretty much lock yourself out of a bigger. Tomorrow morning,
Big
him can
opportunity.
so
Yeah. Big
between
opportunity.
now and 20 years, between now and 20, the next 2 years, there's so much things that can happen for him. And you lock yourself in a $4 million package. It's a joke. I don't
It's
know
a
what his
joke, man.
management is thinking about because it's ridiculous. $4 million, Rudy, in sports? What is that? Cristiano Ronaldo play for $4 million a week. A week. And
A
you're
week.
down for 8 years. It's
Uh,
a joke thing, that man. Real serious joke, man. This guy
and then you
needs to
come back
go.
again, even as a major brand like Adidas,
Like Adidas.
still see track and field amateur, still see it as amateur. As a major brand and as Adidas, still see track and field and treating the athletes as amateurs.
It's
They
a
don't see
joke,
the
Rudy.
professional
I tell
stuff.
them, man.
They
It's a
don't see the
real, real,
professional stuff.
real joke. Real,
Yeah,
real, real, real joke. Real,
they don't
real
see the
joke.
professional.
You
They
know?
don't see the professional part of it.
Real joke. But
Yeah,
I think in other videos to come, you know, because I have some work that I did and I wanted to talk about these numbers, you know. So maybe by Friday we might drop a video that we're talking about some sports financial and looking at track and field and
yeah,
the money that is in it and that kind of thing. I have some things coming. So hey, listen, I know Rudy that we run way past all the door and go, but hey, listen, that is a conversation, you know. But I want to thank all our sports glove fans and George. We want to tell you how much we appreciate you stopping in and sending in your thing, you know, and sending us your messages. Yeah, man, we see your thing and branding, but I appreciate it. And all our sports club fans who they were listening and those sending in a comment, next time, man. Be a part of the discussion and thing. And really appreciate you do stopping and listening. And if you're not yet subscribed, remember to like, share, and leave us your subscription as well. And let us know what you're thinking. Um, yeah, George, the biggest scandal not spoken about in the J3s is the is the dismissal of the Adidas. But yeah, there's a big problem that, you know, George, even to today's date is a big problem because, you know, I feel that them could. But here the thing, George, about that is that, you know what Adidas went and do though, Rudy. You know, I were close still. You know what Adidas went and do? Adidas now, because Adidas sponsor our basketball team to the FIBA World Cup, you know. That's playing to go to the FIBA World Cup right now, you know. And they put a nice little money packet. So Adidas now taking the money that they had planned to give to J3s and they kind of put it into some other areas and thing, you know. So hey, Adidas now have nothing to lose because even though they sponsor the Reggae Boys and they even continue the sponsorship, the amount of jersey that them sell is something that we're going to talk about, you know, on a Friday we're going to talk money.
Yeah, man. We'll
because
talk.
the Jamaica football jersey sell off long time. Adidas must make all of them money because everybody in the world already bought the Jamaica jersey. Yeah, so they must make back all of them money. So even though the Reggae Boys never qualify, Adidas
They make their money back. Yeah, they make their money back.
Yeah, but we appreciate it, George. Appreciate it, and thanks to, because I know our family who listening to, and them there listening, appreciate it, and friends out there who listening, and Sports Globe fans who are out there listening, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. But remember now to leave your comment on the topics that we had for the day. NBA playoffs, who do you think we're going to win tonight? Cleveland or the Pistons? And of course, what do you think about LeBron James' retirement? For this season, or I think him should give it another season. And the selection of relay teams of sprint relays, now that we have the mixed relay in the mix, what's your thoughts on that? You know, is Jamaica going to be in problems? Is a lot of the sprinters going to be in problems? Maybe them have to spend more money, who knows? And of course, the Australian sprint sensation got signed, big deal. But do you think it was a little before him really see the big deal coming, or the big deal was, you know, and them jumped the gun too fast? What you guys think? Him should have gone pro now, or him should have waited maybe a year, get the World Junior records and things like that, and then, you know, ask Adidas for the money. What you all think? So thank you guys so much, Rudy. Blessings.
It's always good to be on with you, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
good to be a co-host with you.
Thank you so much. You know, it was pretty exciting this evening.
Yes.
Remember, fans, like, share, and subscribe to the channel Sports Globe all the time. It's our game, it's our culture. It is the Globe. Thank you so much for joining us and stopping in on us today. Appreciate it. All the best, man.